So this is drawing 10. It's a gear, and we're going to build this in 3D. This is the sketch you're going to be working with. We got a top-down view, we get a side view. Keep in mind there's a fillet right there at that intersection. And let's get started. I'm going to start with a circle that is the inside of this gear without the teeth sticking out. And let's get a diameter of 5.69. So I'm just going to come over here, grab my circle tool. I've already got a sketch started in the top view. 5.69. Alright. I am also going to do another circle because I want the outside diameter of those teeth. And I'm looking for it. I know it's here somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. 6.0 with teeth. Let's do another circle. Diameter 6. Okay. Those are our two basic circles. While I'm here, all the little holes are on another circle as well. Let's go ahead and put that in, mark that as a construction line, diameter 4.188. Alrighty. And now let's create the first tooth. I like to create the first tooth off the top because there's a center line running up through, bisecting that tooth, and that lets you know how big it is, or where it is roughly. The size is over here, also indicating that it's bisecting, it's running off the side. 0.55 to each side, 0.055 to each side, 0.11 overall. So if I do a line from there to there, and I copy that or offset that, I'm thinking about whether or not I want to array it in general. I don't think I will. So I'm going to start my offset command. I'm going to offset this line this way, 0.055. I'm going to do it again this way, 0.055. I am going to use my coincident constraint to make sure those ends are on the circle. I know it doesn't look like they just moved, but they are black. Onshape will draw a circle as a series of small straight lines. If you zoom in far enough, it will stop looking like a circle. But it really is on the circle. Okay. Now I'm going to trim. I don't need the rest of that outside circle. I've got one tooth. Let's go ahead and use our pattern tool. If I can find it with all the tools collapsed like this. There it is. Circular pattern. Select my objects. That. Select my center point. It already has one, which is nice. Tell it how many we want. We're looking for 60. How do I know? I know. There it is. 60x. I'm not getting a preview, which disturbs me. I'm just going to click. There we go. Now the teeth started showing up. And I am just going to accept that for now to get rid of some of those dimensions. Step back and take another look. Okay, there's a lot of trimming that needs to go on now. Here's why. The circle at the base should be trimmed out so that this entire gear surface can be extruded at once. If we don't do that, all of those individual teeth are going to need to be selected. I don't know if it saves any time or not. I'm still going to have to go around and select each and every one of those lines. Maybe I'll leave it and I'll select the teeth during the extrusion process and see if that feels any slower. Again, there are a couple of ways you could do this. No way is exactly right. It just might be a little faster to go one way than the other. Let's go ahead and put one of these circles in place. There are 6 of them, diameter of 0.625, and it's going to be right at the intersection of this circle, this center circle, and the vertical line running up from the center there. So I'm going to double click my sketch again, start my circle command. I'm going to make sure it's here and there. I want, yep, the vertical intersection with that circle. Diameter of 0.625. Looks good. Let's go ahead and use the pattern tool again, because why create more of those if we don't have to? It has the right center point already, so I don't even have to worry about that. I just have to change my number, if I can find my number. There's a 3x somewhere. Alright, this tool doesn't always show every dimension. I can't find it, so I'm just going to click. We're going to lock in the 3. And I'm going to, there it is. Come on. Where is the number? Wow. I really can't find. Oh, there it is. It's hiding. Too many dimensions. Alright, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 is what we're looking for. That's better. Okay, last thing we need, a couple of circles and then that little keyway slot right there. So, back to the circle tool. Make sure we're on that origin. Okay, my computer's running kind of slow. Not sure what that's about. And let's look for a diameter. Diameter here, 0.593. And let's do another one. Yeah, you can see how slow my computer's running right now. Looking for an arrow somewhere that's touching this outside circle. Not finding it. So I'm going to look at the side view where we've got a couple of lines touching it instead. 1.12. There we go. Okay, it's just getting a little bit messy. Let me pull those off to the side. Let's work on this keyway next, which is, whoops, not what I want to do. I want to zoom in. There we go. Which is 0.645 from the bottom of the circle to the top of the keyway. The keyway is 0.095 side to side, and it's symmetrical. You got that center line running right through it. So let's come over here and toss a line up. No, I'm not going to toss a line up. I'm going to put a line across. Here's why. Oh, actually, I should have mentioned that. 0.095. Okay, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to add a point. Make sure the point is on the middle. And then I'm going to make my coincident constraint. That midpoint should be on this line. Now it's perfectly centered. Now I'm just going to throw some lines down. Make sure it says vertical and coincident. Do the same over here. Vertical and coincident. Actually, that's it perpendicular, but that'll work too. Now let's just dimension the distance from the bottom to the top. So my dimension tool, whoops, can't do that. I don't have anything to measure from. Let's put a point down there first. Should be coincident and vertical. There we go. Now I've got a point I can measure from there to there. And that should be 0.645. I am going to go ahead and trim out that inner part of the circle there. And everything here is set up and ready to go. I'm going to go to a 3D view. And I'm going to start extruding. I'm going to take this. Let me see, can I get all of these can. At least I think I can. Let's try this. I'm being careful not to accidentally select one of the drawing planes or any of these holes in their entirety. I apparently messed up because I got one. There we go. Alright, all of that is going to be the same thickness. Well, what is that thickness? Over here we're looking at 0.31. So let's go ahead and extrude 0.31 and accept it. Look at that. I did not have to go in and trim all those circles out. So it actually was faster to do it this way. Typically I go in and trim those circles out when I create a drawing like this. So I guess I will stop doing that in the future because that is a bunch of extra time I don't need to spend. Alright, we're not done. We still need to extrude the center pieces here. How far? They come up for a total of 0.675. So if I grab that and extrude 0.675, I don't need to do the hole because I extruded around it, so it just stayed a hole. And the last thing I need to do is add that fillet with a radius of 0.12. So I'm going to grab the fillet command here. Grab that intersection and come in and give it a radius of 0.12. And there you go. This drawing is done. Let me turn off the drawing planes. Let me hide sketch 1 again. That's what you're creating.